responsibility. We all got to be accountable. We all got to put in work. But don't give up. Because there's somebody out there right now that is hurting. There's somebody out there right now that is struggling. There's somebody out there right now that's got it a little bit tougher than you do. So why are you going to give up now? Anything that comes your way, you got to be prepared to accept the challenge and go through it. Don't lay on your back. If something's on your chest, get it off. As long as you're breathing, as long as that heart is pumping blood, you're not dead yet. They haven't put rose petals on your box yet. Make sure every breath you take counts for something. It's time to understand that if you want to get something out of your life, you got to be willing to work for it. How much are you really willing to give? Are you prepared to hurt? Are you prepared to struggle? Because if you're not that person, then lay back down. Stay where you are. Don't move forward. Move backwards. But if you are the person that you say you are, we don't have time to wait. Because time doesn't owe you anything. Time is not thinking about you. Time has already made up its mind. What you gonna do?
Hey. What's happening? Back at you one more again inside of Mr. Smooth's video studio. Which you was just listening to was one of the many motivational speakers that I personally listen to every single day. Why? Because I'm a champion. I play this for you because you're a champion. One thing I have to let very clear is that I don't do this for the fame. I don't do this for the money. I'm not making any money off of this channel right now. And I don't care. Why? Because I'm doing this for the person who needs to hear these messages. I'm doing this for the person who is in pain. I'm doing this for the person who needs this. Who needs to be able to get lifted up. Who needs to know that if they go from within, that everything in their life changes. I do this for the person that needs that healing because I've been him. And if it wasn't for somebody doing something similar to what I'm doing right now, I'd still be sitting inside that dark tunnel that I was in before. The biggest obstacle that you have to overcome is grasping the fact that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. You're getting the basic information, doing basic research. When you understand something, you're taking that research and you're pulling it within and grasping everything about it. And when you overstand something, you're taking an entire overview concept of what that subject matter is. Now, we're not taught this type of stuff in school. We're not taught these phrases growing up. Why am I almost 40 years old and I'm just now finding out what the words understand is? That the word overstand is even a real word. Let alone the definition of them and how to properly use them in my everyday speech. No, I do not understand you. No, I am not standing underneath your knowledge. No, I am not beneath your knowledge. I understand what you're saying. And again, I've been doing a lot of homework lately. A lot of homework. A lot of this homework that I'm doing is just for my own personal knowledge. But I like to share this information with you as I learn it because it's important. And it's the type of crap that they try not to let us know. It's the type of stuff that they don't want us to learn. Because they don't want us to have our own minds. The reason why every single thing is going on this planet right now as it is because this is total control. Those who know better, those who overstand it, those who truly understand what's going on in the world today, those who can truly grasp the reality and are learning how to go within to heal are the ones that are going to be successful. You see, I'm listening to Les Brown. I'm listening to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm listening to the late great Kobe Bryant, y'all. Like, the people that I have on my team right now and the people that I'm paying attention to are the ones that have already done it, are the ones that have already made it, are the legends that already made their footprint and made their mark in the world. Because I don't give up. When you fall down, everybody's gonna fall. If you fail, everybody's going to fail at least once. It's not what you do when you fail. It's what you do afterwards. Do you give up? Or do you keep fighting? Champions keep fighting. Champions keep going. Champions don't quit. Champions keep running towards their goals. Their dreams.
That are in your own best interest. Of people are not willing to do. 99% of people are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline.
During this time of my videos, since we're stuck wearing these face masks, I'm going to wear my face mask as a symbol of my silence while I let others speak the same messages that I've been saying to you this entire time. They just have a bigger footprint.
You know, something as simple as food and eating, it's not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. Every day, we are choosing that's not in our own best interest. So if the world is attacking you and the world wants to fight you and the world's trying to hold you down, so you're going to kick yourself in the balls? So you're going to stop yourself from getting what you dream. And I think the word discipline has kind of gotten a bad name. We think about it in terms of punishment. I'm not talking about discipline in that way. I'm talking about discipline in the sense that you forego immediate pleasure for the exchange of long-term self-respect.
I believe that self-discipline is the definition of self-love. That when you say that you love yourself, that means that you have behavior towards yourself that is loving. Self-discipline is the center of all material success. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind. Self-love is when you say to yourself, man, look, I know you and that girl got a real connection. I know y'all vibe, but that's your girl's cousin. So I love you too much to let you do that. It's like you say to yourself, hey man, look, I know you want to eat that pizza and it'll be really good, but I can't let you eat that, man, because if you eat that pizza, you're going to feel like and I love you too much to let you eat that. Self-love is, hey, look, I know you got a test on Monday, and I know you really want to go out with your friends, and Saturday night you want to go out, but if you fail that test, you're not going to feel good about yourself. I love you too much to let you go out tonight. Self-discipline is self-love. If you want to be happy, you have to love yourself, which means you have to discipline your behavior. The road to sustained happiness is through disciplining your behavior. We tend to base our self-esteem on what other people think. And that's not really self-esteem. Self-esteem is supposed to be how we feel about ourselves. And I was just saying how dangerous it is to allow other people to determine how you're going to feel about you. And it's kind of like looking into a broken mirror. You're going to look in a broken mirror and then change your face to try to look good in this defiled, busted, broken mirror. And it just, other people's opinions is a really way to determine how we feel about ourselves.
Perfect time for me to segue back in. He just said it. Y'all gonna sit there and allow other people opinion of yourself determine how you feel about you? I don't understand that. Just like in the beginning, he said it. He said something very powerful. He said, the world wants to watch you fail. The world wants to push you down. The world wants to hold you back. And what do? You turn around and kick yourself in the balls? That's what y'all are doing every single day when you're not living your life. Your life. Not somebody else's life. Not giving a damn about the likes and the follows and the tweets and the Facebook posts and all that other nonsense. When you're living in your life, in your passion, in your glory, that's when you're living. When you're living for yourself and not giving a damn about what other people think, that's when you're living. But when you're too wrapped up and overly concerned about what your boyfriend's got to think about you, what your girlfriend's got to think about you, what your co-workers have to think about you, what your people on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, or your social media, whatever you have, where people can follow, like, and all this other stuff, when you care more about that than you do about your own personal mission in life, than you do about your own passion, what burns you inside, what fuels that fire within, that's when you're kicking yourself in the balls. Because if you're not living that way, then you're dying. I'm going to let my next motivational speaker that I listen to all the time segue in now. You might know him. You may have seen him on TV. He used to go by the name of Rocky Maivia. His real name is Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne The Rock
I wrestled John
Johnson.
Cena, and I went in, I think it's 2013. I went in WWE champion, and we went in MetLife Stadium. We had a record-breaking attendance, which was amazing that night. We accomplished our goal. So I wrestled with John Cena. We had 45 minutes planned for the match. It's nonstop, go, right? So your conditioning is tested. And at that time, I wasn't full-time in WWE. I was just doing these spot matches where I was still shooting Fast and Furious 6 in London, had to travel in the ring, get all my ring work in, travel back to shoot Fast and Furious, then back, WWE Raw, doing those shows, the big build-up to WrestleMania against John. We get to MetLife Stadium. It's a big night. This is it. It's game night, right? It's championship night for me. 45-minute match planned out. At the 15-minute mark, bang! I feel something pop. I'm like, boom! What the fuck? I'm laying there, and both of us are out. I said, oh fuck, something's going on. And I stick my hand. Now there's 85,000 people, right? And we're just laid out like this. I kind of roll over. I stick my hand down in my trunk just to see. I want to make sure that there was no bone sticking out. So there's no bone sticking out. Something just happened. Referee comes over and he's like, Rock, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm all right. I said, fuck. I get up, and I go to step, and I can't step. I can't do this. I have to use my leg like momentum. I gotta do that. So now in that moment, and you guys are gonna have these moments, you probably already had them already, where you're in the game and you're in the thick of things, and you gotta make a decision. What I gotta do? I stay in the game, committed to the team. I committed to my team, the whole entire roster, right? So I could tell the ref says, are you okay? And I have one moment. In this moment, it was a defining moment. I could either tell him, no, I'm done. He'd give the signal, match is over. Or, let's keep going. And again, this is a little takeaway for you guys. If you ever have this moment, I'm sure you have. If you haven't, it's coming. We have this decision. I said, no, let's keep going. I said, how much time is left? He's like, 32 minutes. I'm like, fuck, okay. Rest of the whole match, couldn't move, doing everything like this. I'm getting scared because I'm thinking, man, well, what happens if I pinch something or something like, you know, I don't know, your mind starts fucking with you in the moment. There's 85,000 people, your adrenaline's rushing. Thinking, man, what happens if I'm gonna lose my leg or some shit like this? If I've just done something to my artery. Final move of the match is his big finishing move. And I remember, I'm getting up and I'm turning like this because I have to fall into him. He's gonna hit me with his big finisher. It's like a massive suplex where I go over his head and fucking slams me down. And I remember turning into John, and I remember thinking to myself, God, please don't let this be too bad. Just take care of me. Take care of me. Bang! I feel boom! I don't know what the fuck just happened. Now, luckily, the match is over. He pins me. 1, 2, 3. Comes in the back. I get to the back. I can't move. Now, I'm getting a little nervous. Doctors come in. Don't know what's happening. Get on a jet. Rushed home to my doctors down in Florida. And get an MRI. Find out that I have completely torn my adductor, the top of my adductor and my top of my quad off my pelvis. Yes. Really, really fucked up. What I was proud of was to walk out on my own, but not only that, but in this fucking moment where The odds are against you. People are watching. Your team's depending on you. You either say, I'm done, or this shit, whatever the fuck is going on, it's temporary, and it may fuck me up at some point down the road. But I'm not going to let this opportunity go by without giving it my all. Hold on to that fundamental quality of faith. Have faith. And on the other side of your pain is something good. So I knew at that time when I was 8, I wanted to be an entertainer, and I loved the idea of that and what it meant. And when I was 8, I saw Indiana Jones for the first time, and I loved that character. Like, wow, that guy was so heroic, and he kicked ass, and I knew I wanted to be something, and it was important to me to be something. It was important to me that I didn't fail. But by the way, and if I did fail, at least what was also important was the lesson. And I didn't realize that until I got older, because when you're in it, you're in the grind, you don't really recognize those things when you're younger, but I could recognize them now and the importance of them now. And just in terms of the drive and the determination, a lot of it was experience too. Get your ass kicked, you get back up, and you put the gloves back on and you swing away. Failing has become critical in my growth. I graduated from the University of Miami. I had a terrible senior year. I had a bad injury. You only get one shot as a senior. You don't come back. And Warren Sapp came in and lit the world on fire with how he played. We pushed each other. We were partners. He outplayed me, beat me out of my position. And I had a really terrible year that year. Graduated. Didn't get invited to the combine, the NFL combine, and I didn't get drafted in the NFL. And I had one option, and that option was the CFL. So now you work so hard for 10 years, and draft day comes. You only get one shot. Warren Sapp gets taken in the first round. All my other teammates who were NFL worthy were gone. They're in the NFL signing their big contracts. And I signed a contract in the CFL to make $350 a week Canadian. That lasted for 3 months, and I got cut. And I got sent back home. I had to move back in with my parents at 24 years old after I left at 18, ready to tackle the world. And in my way, I did. But I had fallen so flat on my face for the first time in my life. I was depressed, asking myself why me? How can this happen? I worked so hard. Hard work pays, I always thought. It's not paying for me. I got nothing. I literally had $7 in my pocket, so my $7 story. That failure. Rising from that to say, it's not over for me. I'm immediately going to launch myself into training for professional wrestling. I couldn't have launched myself with that type of training that I did every day for hours in a boxing ring that was stiff like concrete. Every day for hours. I couldn't have launched myself with that type of mentality had I not fallen on my face after 10 years of football. A failed football player who wound up moving back in with his parents at 24. After about a month and a half of staying in that little apartment and cleaning, I got a phone call from the head coach of the team who cut me, the head coach of the Calgary Stampeders. He called me and he said, "Hey, I know we cut you, but I'd like you to come back." I said, "Okay, I appreciate that, coach. Thank you very much. I'll think about it." He said, "Okay, great." I hung up the phone, and my dad said, "You're gonna do it, right?" I said, "No, I don't think so. I think I'm done with that." And he goes, "What?" I said, "My gut tells me I'm done." He said, "What are you gonna do?" I took a deep breath. I said, I'd like to get into the business. He said, what business? I said, the wrestling business. He said, you are throwing it all away. It is the worst mistake you will ever make. He said, you're ruining your career. He said, maybe I'll be no good. But I feel like in my heart I have to do this. Playing in the NFL.
When you crawl out from underneath the covers every morning and you sit on the edge of the bed, you have a choice before you.
We're wired differently. We have to set a goal that if we hit that goal, we're guaranteed to make sure all that other stuff in the middle is going to happen. Why 3 o'clock in the morning? Why don't you sleep? My appetite. I say, E.T., I want more. I can do more. If I accomplish this without a father, if I accomplish this with my mom being a teenage mom, if I accomplish this as a high school dropout, if I can accomplish these things from this start, now that I'm at this place, knowing what I know now, what can I accomplish? And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about more than just what you're going to do financially.
Next, here's where Tony Robbins, Marco Pierre, David Gingis, Eric Thomas, Jim Ron, and Les Brown. You see, these guys are motivational speakers that are out there right now doing it. Everybody and their mama knows who Tony Robbins is. Mr. Firewalk himself. Auntie, congratulations on completing your firewalk. I'm proud of you. And then we got Les Brown, who's sitting on top of it. Right after we just finished listening to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in one of his moments, which turned him into the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. But he had to fail first and fall flat on his face before he was able to stand back up and rise again, and feats higher than he ever imagined before. Rise, champion.
Financially, more than what you're going to do in this industry in the next 3 years, right? More than that. What's your appetite? What are you going to do that will ensure that when the alarm clock goes off, that you're already up 10, 20 minutes before your alarm clock goes off? Why?
Do the work. Do the fucking work.
You've heard me say it before. No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me up. Listen to me. No alarm clock needed. I will.
No alarm clock needed. My passion wakes me up every morning. Just like them. I don't have no damn alarm clock. I'm up 7 o'clock every morning. My passion wakes me up. I can. I will. I must.
Times the only way to go about doing the work is get fucking raw and get fucking intense. Get angry and aggressive and make it fucking happen for yourself. You start today. I don't care when your life clock started ticking. You can start fucking right now today. If it's 4:15 a.m. in my world, you're on the East Coast and it's 6:15 a.m. and you're already up and you're already dragging ass, by 6:16, you can change your fucking perspective of the world and of your life. My advice, fucking do it. Do it. Fucking do it. Dig fucking deep and get it done. Do the work of your life.
No alarm. I have a been using an alarm clock in over 20 years. What is it? Internally, Eric, I want to be successful. I want to execute. I want to make all my dreams become a reality. I want to do everything I said I'm going to do. So my appetite increases. It gets stronger every year. I want more every year. I want to do more every year. I want to help more every year. I want to be bolder. I want to be better. I want to be stronger every single year. Every single year, your appetite should go up. You should never get settled. You should never get settled. You should never get content. Every single year. When you get content, when you settle, somebody's chasing you, somebody's coming from behind, and somebody's trying to take your spot.
When you settle, you get complacent, and complacency kills. When I was in Iraq, stay alert, stay alive meant the real thing. If you got complacent, you died. Complacency kills. Do the work.
So every single day when you wake up, you got to set new goals, new benchmarks. You got to raise it higher and higher and higher so you can make your dream become a reality. Hunter, watch me. A true hunter is wired differently. He's wired differently. Doesn't have the same makeup. Listen to me. What makes a gazelle is how he's wired. What makes a lion a lion? Okay, let me explain to you. When a lion sees a gazelle and the gazelle sees the lion, both beasts see each other at the exact same time. When the gazelle sees the lion because of how he's wired, he automatically fear takes over. When the lion sees the gazelle, he lights up. It's showtime. The hunt is on. This is what I was made for.
Do the work.
You lion or gazelle? Me a true lion. Me stand strong, proud. What are you? Are you a lion? Proud, strong, ready for the fight at any moment. The king. Or are you a gazelle? Scared, weak, afraid. Do the work.
Do the fucking work.
When I was in high school, I early on, about 16 years old, I decided I want to become president of the United States. Because I thought, how can I contribute the most to society? And I went to a seminar by a man named Jim Rohn. He's still a seminar speaker. And I took a week's pay. I was working $40 a week as a janitor. And it was $35 for the evening seminar. So it was a big decision. I listened to him speak, and I came out so inspired. Because most of what he said, I already believed. Now as an authority figure saying you really can be this way.
Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why try to do it all? Why try to see it all? Why try to have it all? Why do it? Why learn it? Why study? Why put yourself out? Why try to take on this much responsibility? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? Why try to earn as much as you can earn, share as much as you can share, develop every skill you possibly can, see every human you possibly can, go to every class you possibly can, touch everybody you possibly can? Why do that much? Why go that far? Why share that much? Why give that much away? Why try to see everything? Why try to do everything? Why try to become everything? That's a good question, why? And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of why.
Your why has to be strong enough. If your why is not strong enough, you'll quit. If your why doesn't touch you in your spirit, you'll quit. If your why is not strong enough for you to die over it, you'll quit. You need to want this as if you want to breathe. If you don't, you'll quit.
Work on your list of whys. If the why is powerful, the how is easy.
If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinence.
Rise, warrior. I know I'm a warrior. I've got the tattoos to prove it. I've earned them. 2 tours in Iraq. 101st Airborne Division, 2nd to the 17th Cavalry Regiment, Air Cav. I was a Cav Scout, bitch. If you ain't Cav, you ain't shit. Excuse me for all the others out there who are non-Cav, but for everyone that's been in a Cav, they know that phrase. If you ain't Cav, you ain't shit. But what the Cav doesn't teach you is what life is going to be like when you get out. What the Cav doesn't teach you is that every single thing that you did while you was one of the baddest mother on the planet has consequences to your soul. Those are the times when the healing is the most important. Now, this video started off with a wonderful motivational speaker starting. Before I walked in, I'm going to play this bad boy a little bit longer because there's another message in this that I want you to hear. Mr. Smooth, True Life, Street Combat, I am here to heal you, mind, body, and spirit. Please, mash that share button down at the bottom. Mash that like button down at the bottom for me. And mash that subscribe button that's down there at the bottom for me. Help Google algorithms keeping my channel flowing. Rise.
Said it's supposed to be easy. It takes grit. It takes tenacity. It takes sacrifice. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. This is not a pity party. But you got the right to celebrate the life. Because no matter if it's good or if it's bad, nothing is greater than living. Because if you're living, there's a possibility to change something. But not just change it, evolve it. Evolve it to something greater. Being able to take something that may not be nothing to others, but may mean something to you. There are so many people in this world that don't believe in you. But while you're sitting around worrying about people believing in you, why don't you focus on believing in yourself? live, breathe, life, you.
Mr. Smooth, true life, street combat, healing you, mind, body, and spirit. Peace.